Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with your Legend Shenanigans for the day. We've got some pretty good shenanigans today. The Cataluna, right, if I'm saying that correctly, right, this is the regular Tech Tree Tier 7 Spanish Cruiser, so we're grinding through this line right now. I still need to unlock the Tier 8, and then we would be able to finish off the Bureau project at some point as well. So still kind of working and plowing my way through that. But a couple of games to showcase here, and then we'll go through the commander build like I normally do towards the end. And then, yeah, so let's play some Legends, guys. Taking the outer flank here, we did get a capture the base map. I switched over to switch between HE and AP here just to try and get a full reload on it. And then, of course, this Colorado comes around the corner here, so don't have anything loaded for him, but that's fine. We can remain undetected for a little bit longer here, see what we get away with. But yes, we are rocking the Commander from the calendar event that was available during early access for these ships. I haven't checked. I need to look and see if you can buy him in the store yet or not, but, you know, for, like, Commander XP. I imagine at some point, if not yet, that you'll be able to get him for either crates or just buying him outright through with Global XP, or with Commander XP, right? But as we come around the corner, we know we're going to get spotted, so we might as well open up the guns. The Colorado did start turning away. Of course, he's not looking at us, right? We haven't been spotted for a hot minute here. And then the Weimer also gets spotted, right, because he's firing his guns and we've got line of sight on him. So I decided to direct my attention towards him because I imagined we'd be able to do a little bit more damage to him versus the battleship, and I was correct. We get a nice Citadel hit there. So 25,000 damage here, right off of our first big salvo, I suppose, right? So yeah, so with this commander, you get 3 salvos in your, right, you get three shots in your ready rack. But then you've got a very, very extended, longer reload, right, to deal with for that. So, but Weimer is angled and trying to back up and get himself out of that situation. So I did switch to the HE with that assumption. We do get our first kill there from him, though. It wasn't enough. There's no escape. No escaping the triple salvo was right, yeah. So we'll make our turn here as we reload, move around this island, and see if we can pick on this Colorado. We'll have HE shells loaded just in time as we come around here, so that is absolutely perfect. Yeah, these ships are turning out to be like very situational and timing. You know, it's really how you have to like strategize these things. But what is kind of nice, right, is you can, you know, once you do get your, you know, your salvos off, right, you can angle, right, you can make sure you're not broadside, and you can use that reload time to kind of get either repositioned or angle appropriately while you take fire from the enemy. And it's been working out pretty good, right? I get myself into trouble just like anybody else pretty often, but some of these games have been quite entertaining. So I'll continue to move around the flank and chase him down and pick on him. Kind of hoping we get within range of either one of these destroyers or another cruiser that's over in this direction. But ultimately, we'll have to start heading towards the base here. We'll keep pushing around our flank, trying to cause trouble here and get some attention because we have taken 0 damage thus far with our 1 kill and 32,000 damage. And then, yeah, I wasn't using Arthas right now, right? So we're not launching the fighter. I've been debating whether I like him or not on these ships because it really, like, I don't have Arthas fully upgraded, right, as for commander inspiration, where you get like extra damage while the fighter is active. But I don't have him I still don't have him all the way upgraded, and it's just so expensive when it comes to commander materials. So I put somebody else on that just gives better reload. And I still don't know if I like that better or not, right? Like, that's what I'm going with right now, but with how I have Arthas, like, in his level right now, I'm only really getting 1 set of, like, 3 salvos, right? Which is still good, like, it's still valuable to have that, right? But you'd only get, you know, you'd only be able to do that 3 times throughout the game for this, you know, because you only get 3 charges of the fighter plane, right? So I was like, maybe I'd rather have the just a little bit better reload overall, because these bullets, right? They still pack a punch. If you got a broadside cruiser, you still wreck them with 3 salvos, whether you've got Arthas on or not. So I don't know. I've been playing around with the build, still not sure what I like. But we'll show what I was using at the end of we got 2 games here, right? So we'll show what I was using at the end of these here. And we've got an Asturias, right? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Looks like he's not playing, so this will be a super easy kill with AP shells on a broadside ship here. Broadside cruiser. Yep, that gives us the devastating. I was nervous I was going to have to use that rear turret there, but we ended up not having to. So that gets us up to 3 kills, and what? We got 6 Citadel hits too, and then 85,000 damage here. So we have all 3 kills for my team, and we're still fighting a losing battle. So we've got, we're down 4 ships. So definitely got put on the blue team here. They're trying to lose. And then they've got a couple of ships that look like they're headed towards our base as well. So I'm trying to get into theirs as quick as I can here. See how this goes. Lightning's got himself spotted. He's real close to one of our ships, so there's no getting away from that. I think he's right by a battleship there, so he was easy pickings with HE loaded there, with 3 salvos there. Puts us up to kill number 4 here, so we still have all the kills for our team at the moment. And then, like I said, we're going to try and get into the zone and see if we can put the pressure on and kind of force them to come back towards us. And we'll see how that plays out for us. But there's still another destroyer that has not been spotted for quite some time. He was way over on the left side of the map last time he was spotted. And their team on that flank mopped up the blues. So he could be anywhere at this point. So I'm kind of nervous he's headed towards our base. In which case we'd be in a little bit of trouble here. But score is evened out now, at least for the time being. And we do get into their base to start to capture, so that'll actually help a little bit with the points situation. I kind of figure like I've got quite a bit of health here to like play with, and they're not capping our base yet. So I was like, well, let's open up the guns, right? But I think, you know, hindsight's 2020, right? We maybe could have just tried to stay undetected and try and beat out the cap. Because I think what happens here is their destroyer goes into our zone. And then we keep getting, you know, we've got myself and another cruiser here. I don't know how much health he's got left, right? But they keep getting their reset on us. And then there's just kind of no getting away from it here. But like at this moment, I'm like, you know what? There's still nobody in their base. He just fired at somebody else, too. And they've got a battleship coming. Oh, no, this cruiser does have quite a bit of health left. Yeah, this... Okay, so now they're capping, but I'm, like, being all selfish here. Right, I think they probably would have made it in time to be able to spot me, but we could have potentially not fired our guns and maybe still won out on this game, right? But I'm like... We can take on these 2 ships. We're capping double time, right? But these guys do especially this Lion, right? These guys do a really great job of sort of alternating their fire, shooting at me and shooting at the other cruiser, kind of, you know, switching up so that they keep getting the zone cap reset. And then this Prince Eugen, right, he's so low on health. I'm like, I gotta be able to get him, right? Easy kill, right? So we'll take the shots at him. We are kind of broadside to the Lion, so I'm looking his direction. But that does give us a Kraken. We'll damage con the engine damage. But yeah, we deserved that hit from the Lion since we turned broadside to try and take out the cruiser. And then we'll use the one last salvo that we have ready in the ready rack for that one. Then I'm going to switch to HE here. But yeah, as you can see now, we're getting... I'm going to guess that they've also got 2 ships in our base, which is what really does it for me here in this game. And then this Lion's, of course, he's within my normal spotting range regardless now at this point. So, like, maybe we can get rid of him. We could cap the base fast enough. But I think they're just based on the speed that they're getting our base secured or captured, right? I think we're fighting a losing battle here. But we'll see if we can take out the line and get the 6-pack. And then I don't even know, like, right, maybe if I had started right, like, you gotta let your team do some of the work sometimes, I suppose, but right, maybe if I had started heading towards our base, like, right as we noticed it getting capped, and maybe we could have gotten there in time, but we do get the lion for kill number 6, and we've got 2 of us in their base, but it's just not going to be quick enough of a capture, because I'm pretty sure they've got both of their remaining ships are there as well. So we'll take a peek at the leaderboard on this one. They're going to cap in just another second here. We'll take a peek at the leaderboard here, and then we'll go into another pretty decent, fun, competitive game as well. Just been playing these ships quite a bit, just because I'm trying to grind through the line to get to the end of it, right? But yeah, 1600 XP for the losing teams. Pretty good score. That gives us the number 1 loser spot here. And then I had a destroyer buddy for this game. Well, not buddy, but right, somebody on the blue team dropped smoke for me. So I stopped in it to try and take advantage of it. Anchorage out there is going to drop his own smoke, so spotting is going to be an issue here at some point. Then the Nord, fairly new ship, right? They've got those longer range torpedoes. And an Elbing as well. He's got decent range on his torpedoes and a hefty health pool. Looks like he probably built into health on his ship. That is a lot of health bars for a destroyer. We can't hit him just yet, so I'll use the AP and the rest of this smoke screen on the battleship here. And then we'll switch to HE in hopes that we can pick on this destroyer here. We'll go into reverse, see if we can get an angle on him here, but I'm thinking he's hiding for a reason. Yeah, he goes undetected, so he's more likely to spot us than us spotting him. Yep, he's in a smoke screen now, too. Somebody tripped radar for us. We'll see if this... Yeah, still, we're going to take these shots and see what we get here, but it's going to get us spotted. See if we any damage we can do against the destroyer is good damage, right? So Noir took a shot at us. Something else back there, right? The anchorage I think is back there as well. So we need to go into a little bit more of a defensive strategy here. We're getting kind of picked on, so we'll angle and move away. Got a Stalingrad here on my team moving up hard. Or no, it's Kronstadt, my bad. And then Nord's within our spotting range anyway, so we might as well shoot our guns at him. We're going to be spotted regardless here. Trip the fire there. We've got a busted turret. Then yeah, those are torpedoes probably from the Noir. They get engine damage on us again here. That's why, but it's important. We've got angled, right? We're angled, so we're not taking too much damage. This commander, right, he's got those perks that give you where you take like less damage, the smaller your health pool kind of thing, right? So that's playing into a little bit. I'm sure that's helping us out here at this moment. See if we can get another fire on the battleship here. And then we're going to have the rear turret loaded, so we'll turn away a little bit. See if we can get the anchorage as well. Just trying to trigger fire on him to get get him to trigger damage control, right? Alright, we'll slow down here. There's still the, what was it, an Elbing? There's still that destroyer out there as well. Gonna imagine this anchorage, that smoke screen's probably not gonna work for him. He's pretty close to our other cruiser that's up there, right? So he's probably within his smoke firing penalty potentially, but we do get a double fire on him there. And then, yep, so Hayate finished, or Kronstadt finished him off, right? So, yeah, it didn't work out for him there. So we should be able to get this zone capped pretty easily. We got 3 ships over here, so I'm actually going to start turning around to try and go support the other flank, because we know that's where the rest of this battle is going to end up, just because we've kind of You know, we've taken care of everybody except for this Elbing over here, right? So we need to get ourselves turned around so that we're not too out of position here. Games are only 15 minutes, right? So if I go up and try to like help cap this zone, it's kind of a waste of time. We know my teammates are going to get it. So start turning around here and head towards Bravo. I was kind of thinking that Elbing would go right, their enemy destroyer. I was kind of thinking he would go right into B and cap it, but he doesn't do that here. Yeah, it's moving away. Man, it's right on the edge of our firing range here. I was kind of like, I probably should have just shot and just see what we get, but I was like, there's no way we're getting hits on him. Like, he's right at range. Like, I think 16.2 is my range, and we're not gaining any ground on him here. It's away from, I think Kronstadt had radar going, so that ran out, so that's why he's not spotted anymore. Yep, he's still moving away. Yeah, I took the shots, but so we'll use up all our rounds in the ready rack so we get the full reload here. But I was like, there's nothing else in range, so we might as well, right? I don't even know if we're going to be able to get into B to help capture this, but I'm heading that direction, so we'll see what happens here. And then, right, the Reds are going to come through Alpha, right? They're going to come through the A-hole, right? They're come through A-zone and start heading this direction. So we just need to plan ahead for that. We know they're going to be heading this way, so we'll kind of do the same thing. Let's see if we can get in this zone to help with the capture. But ultimately, we'll probably have to end up in a sort of like kiting away defensive position as these guys push through that zone. Kind of surprised they're not already over here at this point. They're taking their sweet time. That's going to be a huge advantage for us. So we'll shoot HE at the Tirpitz here. We made it just in time to help cap the zone. Just barely got in there. And I know I'm waiting that long reload for those front guns anyway. And then just using the torpedoes, right? I know they're out of range, but I'm just kind of using the guideline there to just kind of see what direction they're heading, right? Get a read on which way these guys are coming or going. So Delaware is heading this way. We get spotted by something. It is the Blacks. Somebody else picked him up because he fired his guns, I think. So we'll take full advantage of that and miss all of that first salvo. Tirpitz headed in this direction, right? We need to turn out from him. Do trigger fire. And then, yep, we're going to go full-on defensive mode here. Like, these guys really do need to, like, think about pushing up on us. Right? Like, we've got the zones. If they can't, if they can't kill us off here, then we're going to easily, we'll eventually get the points advantage, right? Like, they're not capping zones, so we'll just keep picking on them as time allows here. And we'll just keep kind of angling. But yeah, this is kind of a nice advantage of this ship, right? We can, the long reloads in between your triple salvo, right, is pretty brutal, but you can, just angle correctly and try and mitigate any incoming fire, right? So they're picking on me because I'm a low health cruiser here, but we're kind of mitigating quite a bit of damage, right? We've got those commander perks that mitigate damage when you're lower on health, and then we're just angling correctly, right? So we're getting away with it quite a bit here. And then I'm trying to use the overhead cam to get the guns turned to the other side here while we do this angle. So that way we can, right, we're waiting for the long reload, and then also I can get torpedoes on the other side going too, so. Kind of doing a duck and weave here. Yeah, Tirpitz gone, and what was the other one? Delaware gone as well. And then I'm just keeping an eye on this Massachusetts. If he keeps moving up, we'll be able to send torpedoes here. Yep, looks good. So we'll give it another second here. He gave up on shooting me. He's shooting our hybrid battleship here. Double fire, so he's going to damage con that. And then our Soyuz takes him out, right? He had a pretty good broadside shot, so we finished him off. Right, so now we'll circle back in and head towards that zone. I don't know where these last two destroyers went. They could have been out here spotting and helping their team, so I think it's kind of a misplay on their part here that we're not still spotted. I was kind of surprised at that. Yeah, I fired the rear turret because it had that was the third ready rack shot, right? So now it'll do a full reload. So kind of just nice to keep an eye on that, right? The other thing you could do is just cycle between AP and HE. I do that quite a bit as well. If I know I might as well, if I'm not going to be able to shoot anything, we'll cycle the guns so that we get our full reload there. We lose our Lenin to the Elbing. That's fine. We've still got a ship advantage, and now we're going to have a huge advantage on points. Try and hunt these last three guys down here. I see some torpedoes out there. We'll fast forward just a tiny bit here. We can see, right, so both of these guys, both destroyers went for the other zones. I get it, but you're gonna be in a time situation here, right? So we'll push up on whoever is in Bravo cap here, and I'll just send some sort of guest torpedoes. We kind of see where he is. We can see his guns firing through the smoke there. Somebody does get us spotted here. It's possible it's whatever destroyer's over in Charlie, but yeah, so we're gonna have we'll trip the sonar when we get close enough, right, within 5 kilometer range or so for this. So that's going to pick up the black, and then we're just going to be able to go to town with these HE shells and the 3 salvos here. I was like super annoyed I didn't get the finishing touches on him there. We've got the sonar going, so we'll have super early warning for torpedoes, right, if they do come up, but I need my secondaries to finish him off. We'll see if we can get this. And they do, so then we'll turn the main guns towards the Elbing. We'll see if we can get it quick enough to get a double strike here. Should be able to easy. Yep, we do. So double strike there. So vast majority of the action for that game came right towards the end if you're still sticking around watching. So we'll take a peek at the leaderboard. That does put us at the top spot, just barely by 9 points there. Right, 27-41 to 27-32. That Soyuz had a good score as well. Made some credits also. That's helping us progress towards the tier 8 for the ship. So we'll go through the build now as well. Right, so I've got aiming system mod here for slot 1, propulsion for slot 2, concealment for the 3rd slot, and then I've been using gun control fire system here for slot number 4. And then, yeah, this Pascal guy. Right, so I switched to 2 inspirations that have, like, reload, right, just because to try and help with, that epically long reload. But yeah, he's got this base trait, incoming damage from, basically everything, the less health you have. And then main battery reload here while you're detected. I went sponge there, but you could go on second thought, right? And then fixated, and then he has this honorable sacrifice perk, which is, right, it's taking away some health, and it's significantly increasing your reload, right? But it gives you 1 extra charge in your ready rack. So that's going to be our video for the day, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Special thanks to channel members. As always, we had a few new people join the membership. So thank you very much for being here and hanging out with me. Please do subscribe, right? If you aren't subscribed, that's always free. My logo icon will appear down in the bottom right of the video, so you can come and check me out. Subscribe. I do post Legends videos pretty much every day, so there are just tons and tons of videos out there for World of Warships Legends to peruse and hang out with. But thanks again, guys. We will see you guys again tomorrow.